Today we are doing a pro level brake job on this Chevy Aveo on my driveway, including in front brake hose replacement, and I'll show you the exact cleaning and lubing steps the most shops skip, which will help you to achieve a pro level quality.
So step one, we need to depress our brake piston. Yeah, it should be have some level of motion. The brake caliper. It should be fairly easy to do. Top one and bottom one. Yeah, we can gently remove it. As you can see, it's full of brake dust, dirt, whatever. Now we need to compress it. Yeah, and any sort of vise, whatever what you have, to simply compress it. Yeah, and it will slowly go in. You see, it doesn't matter if it's special tool or it's just a vise. Really, anything that can put enough force to push the piston back in. Ah, yeah, don't forget to open the cap on the brake reservoir. Yeah. And that's it. Either use a special hook, I will use a simple zip tie and put the brake caliper tied to a spring. Yeah, so it won't damage the hose, just like that, and we have enough space to work with it. Yeah. Now 18 millimeters wrench and break those two bolts that hold it all together. They're quite tight ones, so use some kind of extension bar, whatever, because they're really tight. And now that those two bolts are removed, you can easily remove brake caliper bracket. Now there should be a bolt that holds the brake rotor, but in our case it's already missing, so we can simply remove the brake rotor. As you can see, it doesn't want to move, so sometimes it needs a good motivation smack with a sledgehammer. And just like that, you can remove the rotor. Next, take a wheel brush, yeah, and clean all the rust what you see. All the rust on the metal surfaces, those two rings, yeah. Otherwise, that rust will cause brake rotor to sit at the angle, yeah, and it will cause vibration and all those issues. Now that we cleaned everything as much as possible, wash it with a brake cleaner, yeah, to remove all the dirt, etc. Yeah. Take a anti-seizing paste, anti-squeezing paste, whatever you have, and lube that area where rotor sits. Yeah, it's not to grease it; it's to protect it from a corrosion. So almost any grease will work here. There are no. If you have aluminum grease, works well. Not, use what you have. Yeah, and install a new brake rotor, just like that. Because that mounting bolt is broken, I will simply temporarily lock it with a wheel nut just to hold it in place, you know. That bolt is not really necessary, it just makes it easy to put everything together. So if it's broken, just leave it like that, it doesn't matter.
Okay, we just mounted that brake rotor and we will move to a brake part inspection, yeah. If that video is helpful for you, please hit bell and subscribe, leave comments.
Let's inspect our brake pads. As you can see, we have uneven wear over that brake pad. You see it's seen in that area. You see it's seen in that area and thick in that. So it's kind of angled wear. But it must be straight. So it means that there was some issue preventing the brake pad from movement. And that issue is actually rust. On those areas, rust lift those protective metal plates, yeah, and rise it, yeah, jamming the brake pads. So we need to remove those. Let me show you here. Here is a good example. Yeah, where rust, you see, it started to kind of lift it upwards. So we need to remove those. They're fairly easy removable. Just use your screwdriver, and we need to clean them and clean all that area with a wire brush to remove all that rust. Otherwise, it won't work properly. Yeah, same on this side. You see, we need to clean all of that. Okay, I cleaned this area at least as much as is physically possible without sandblasting. Other important part is to remove those pins and at least replace the grease. Yeah, because no one probably serviced it for a while and it's pretty black and dirty. So I will remove it, wash it, and we'll put it back together. Now that everything is clean and ready, take your anti-squeaking paste, yeah, as grease, and apply a thin layer on those contact areas. It's not really for anti-squeaking, it's just to prevent it from rusting, you know. That it's nice and greased, we can install those plates back in their place. Yeah. Just push them in and they will kinda like lock slightly. Yeah. Apply same anti-squeaking paste in all those channels where brake pad sits. Yeah. As everything is greased well, yeah, we will install it back on the car. Now, blast your brake rotor with a brake cleaner. Blast it from both sides to remove any possible dirt or grease trapped on braking surfaces. They must be super clean and dry. Yeah. So cover it, rinse it very well with a brake cleaner. Apply a few drops of a thread locker on those huge bolts. And install your brake caliper bracket. Take a torque wrench and torque those bolts to 95 Newton meters. Now take your pins and apply small amount of special pin grease. Not more than that, really. Distribute it evenly. It should be thin. The goal is thin in amount. Don't put too much of it because it will prevent brakes from working properly. Just like that. Thin amount of grease and put the pins back in one by one. Check them. They should move. Check them. They should move freely without any jamming. Nothing. Just like that. And check free motion. Now we need to install our brake such a way that squeaker will be facing to the direction of rotation. So if it's right side, it should be on the bottom. Just take your pads and fit them in. That should be fairly easy to do. Yeah, one and another one. Hey, yeah. So pads are in. Nice. Now I already cleaned the surface of the piston. We just need to apply thin layer of anti-squeak paste on just on the piston face. Yeah. Be careful not to put grease on a seal. Yeah, only on the piston face. Same procedure on this face, internal one, where the pad sits. Simply cover it in that anti-squeak paste. Now that everything is nice and greased, simply feed our brake caliper in its place. Yeah, push those pins in. Yeah, and put those bolts back inside and tighten them to a 27 Newton meters with Loctite. Don't forget the Loctite. Now press the brake pedal to compress the brake pads. Nice, that's one side done. On the left side we have a wet spot on the brake hose and a wet caliper. So we need to replace that hose. I already loosened that bleeding screw. Always do it first, because sometimes they broke and you won't be able to bleed the system. Now lock the holes. Yeah. No worries. We will, as we are replacing it, we don't need to worry about issues that it will be damaged, because in any case we need to replace it. Yeah. And unscrew that banjo bolt on the bottom. I put some towels underneath because it will leak slightly. Yeah, you see, with that in place, we don't even have a leak. Now we need to remove that bolt. Now take a new hose, pair of new crash washers. Yeah, it's very important to use new crash washers. Do not reuse old one, never. And screw it in. Now take your wrench, tighten that really well. Now we need to loosen that joint between hydraulic hose and brake line. For that you will need such a special wrench, yeah, 30 millimeter. And let's see. Oh, that one pretty easy, surprisingly. Usually it does not want to rotate that easily, but looks like we are lucky today, at least a bit. I remove that hose completely. Yes, it will drip slightly because that's hydraulic fluid, it's expected. Now align your hose, lock it in place here, yeah, so it's nice and even, and stick it into that hole. Yeah, see, it went fully in. So now we just need to tighten that nut. Right, that's tight. Just clean the mess. Also a good idea would be to rinse all of that with a brake cleaner. Why? So it will be clean and we will see if there will be any leaks at whatever. Yeah, just in case, because you cannot see the leaks when it's all wet, so rinse it well and leave it to dry.
Here my son helps me to bleed the brake system. He presses the pedal, and while he holds it, I lose the bleeding screw to remove all the trapped air that still there in the brake hose and brake caliper. We need to repeat that a few times to bleed the system completely.
And that's all, guys. You see, as soon as you see no air bubbles and they don't appear, the bleeding is done. Yeah, tighten that. Okay, guys, let's do a quick ride to finally test the brakes. Yeah, they feel really nice, solid, soft. Yeah, I kind of hear, you can hear how they engage, because obviously they are very fresh, but overall I don't hear any vibration, nothing, just car just stops as it should. Okay, guys, remember to hit bell, like, subscribe, leave a comment, especially if that was very helpful for you. Don't be shy, and see you next time. Bye.